guys, it is the final message Monday, and the last question is, what did you do to get pregnant so quickly? And I guess before I dive too deep into this, and it might be a little bit long, so I apologize for that, I want to explain to you guys that I am a complete open book. So I'm sharing things with you that some of my family doesn't even know, okay? And I want to explain to you that the reason I'm doing this is to inspire people and to help people out there that are struggling. So just keep that in mind when I'm explaining my story. It's not easy for me to tell. So the truth of the matter is that we did not try with her. And I will explain that to you. But we actually struggled to get pregnant. Now, those of you who are, just catching up, I am currently 7 months pregnant with our first baby, and I am 10 months in remission, okay? So back before I even had cancer, I actually had a miscarriage, and I didn't know I was pregnant. So I went to my OB, and he basically told me that I was lying and that I wasn't really pregnant. I can never get pregnant on my own naturally. And this is because two of the many complications that I have are endometriosis and prolactinoma. And these are two things that I knew before I even had cancer. So endometriosis is pretty common and a lot of women have it, but it causes infertility. And the second one is prolactinoma. And I have masses growing on my pituitary gland, and I have to see a doctor every month, or I had to. And I had to take medication every single day to regulate my prolactin levels, which are naturally really high, as if I were pregnant. Your prolactin levels are high when you're pregnant. So my body never ovulated because it thought it was pregnant all the time. So two huge infertility problems. So fast forward, I get cancer, which, surprise, is another infertility problem. And right after chemo, I went to go see my OB because, of course, I wanted to have kids. I'm still young. And I went to her, and she referred me to a specialist to do a preconception consultation. And I, of course, didn't go. And that is because I found out I was pregnant on Easter. And the reason that I took that test was because I was bleeding longer than a normal period. So I took a test, bam, it was positive. And I was shocked because, hello, that was 1 month out of chemo. That doesn't make sense, considering my complications. But anyways, a week later, as you can probably assume, I lost that baby also. So that was my second miscarriage. And I was devastated because here I had been told I could never get pregnant ever on my own. And then I get pregnant 1 month out of chemo, and then I lose the baby. So my emotions were pretty crazy at that point in time. And it was a lot for me to handle, but we made it through. And the thought of having a baby kind of struck me when I first found out I was pregnant. So I thought, okay, well, let's try again. I have all these problems, and if it's working right now, why not? So we waited a month for my body to get back to normal, and then we tried again. And I got pregnant again and started bleeding 3 days later and lost that baby also. That was my third miscarriage. And at that point, we stopped. I didn't care anymore. Why would I try? Clearly there's something wrong. So this is when I started to talk to my oncologist and say, what are my options? What are my chances of getting pregnant? Can I ever get pregnant? Am I just going to miscarry every single time? And I remember this distinctively. He said, Brittany, you will be fine. If you are pregnant right now, there will be no complications. I got chemo intravenously, so it was out of my system within hours. The only thing that was left over were the symptoms. So yeah, it will be harder because you're dealing with the fatigue from chemo plus the fatigue from pregnancy. It will be harder, but doable completely. And he said there will be no problems with the eggs that you have left. There's nothing wrong with them. So I thought, okay, let me go see this specialist then. So I went to go see the specialist, and I got blood work done before, of course. And then I found out I was pregnant again for the fourth time, right before I went to my preconception consultation. It wasn't really that anymore. And found out that I had 2 mutations, MTHFR, which is semi-common, and then I have another one called PI1 mutation, and basically causes blood clotting and stuff like that, so I had to be put on medication. Progesterone, baby aspirin, and I have to take Lovenox shots on my stomach every single day, and it's a blood thinner, pretty much. And I thought to myself, well, wow, I have all these complications, and I'm 5 weeks pregnant at the time. How this baby's not going to make it? There's no way. So, of course, every day I expected to start bleeding, and then I didn't. And I never understood how did that happen. I had just been put on the medication, but you're supposed to start that before you're pregnant. I guess to get back to the original question is, we didn't do anything to get pregnant. Just like I didn't do anything to get cancer. Similar to I didn't do anything to prevent it either. I hope that this can serve as an inspiration to be as positive as possible. I have a whole list of terrible things that have happened to me, and you just have to keep going. Terrible things happen to everyone. You have to try to stay as positive as possible. I hope that my complications can help someone else out there who is struggling with endometriosis or just had cancer and wants to get pregnant or what have you, can realize, oh, well, she can do it, then we can too. Anything is possible, even if all the odds are completely against you. It's amazing what the power of positivity can do. And I've been saying this in probably every single video, but I hope that you guys can take my problems and keep them in the back of your mind. So when you're going through a struggle, remind yourself that you can do it and anything is possible, because here I am, a living, walking miracle currently. But I hope that answers your question. And I guess we're not doing any more of these, but if anyone has a special request, please let me know and I will be glad to put a video together for you, okay? Visit my website and pick up your shirt. Thank you guys.